don't have a huge set of social skills. I mean, I don't know, it's almost as if everyone's more worried about the ex-con getting out and reoffending. And are they going to be safe? And that's what the whole policy is. It's all about public safety. It's kind of funny because, like, here I am, I'm an ex-con, I'm a lifer, and you know what? I'm more worried about getting robbed out there from some punk kid just who's low on cash. A lot of guys I know, that, and it's the same thing, like, they're worried about how people are going to view them. And because they're offenders. And you know what? And that's all they talk about, you know, you're offenders. It's like maybe labeling theory, like, you know what? You're a bad guy. So they're like, you know what? Yeah, I am. And I'm going to act like that because that's what you want me to be. But not all guys are like that. You know, if there was more of an acceptance, like, you know, if society was sort of like arms open, like, come on out, let's see if we can help you out. I mean, it's kind of sad because, you know what, maybe that's what needed to be done before they even went to jail. If society was like, you got problems, let's try to help you. I don't know, I didn't have a whole lot of positive role models growing up. So, I don't know, it's like the whole poverty thing, you associate with other kids that are like that, also in poverty, and you know, there's like-minded kids. Thought it was also funny to like smash Christmas light bulbs, dumb crap. Growing up, continued on like that. We thought it was funny to break stuff. I don't know why. Kind of retarded. As time went on, I mean, the kids that I started growing up with, yeah, I was really divided. I was in the youth groups in church. I would go to church every Sunday. I was on soccer teams, martial arts. I did everything. In fact, when I did apply myself at school, I was really good, but I was lazy. I started hanging out with like the kids in the smoke pit. You know, hey, let's go smoke a joint. All right, you know, didn't really think much about it. You know, there was fighting at school. You know, and sort of like, you know, popularity would go up. Like the more fights you get into, you know, yeah, you rock that kid, you know, let's go smoke a joint, you know, don't really need to be at class, you know, so we'd skip out, and just slowly started integrating myself into like that peer group. I think it started because one kid that I ended up beating up in school decided to get his friends together and gang up on me. It's like 6-on-1, and it just fluked out that these two guys, I don't know, they'd like to fight, and they just happened to be riding by on their bikes, and they like stopped and they backed me up. And after that, it was sort of like, I don't know, they're like, hey, what are you doing? You're new in town. I'm like, yeah. So we bonded like that, and it was sort of like, I'm trying to think of the word, I just felt included, belonging. They're like, hey, you know, we don't know you, but you seem like a pretty good guy. You know, we'd start smoking weed, beating kids up, petty crimes, petty theft. And the more I did, the cooler I became. It's really like my street cred. I eventually got sent off to like a boot camp. I was there for about 2.5 months. Small, short time. It's not like prison. But once I came back, it's like all those friends sort of like respected me more. Like, you know, I did some time. I still didn't really have people standing in my corner saying like, no, that's not cool. I think to certain people I was sort of a lost cause. I also did a very good job of manipulating people. People thought that I was this really good kid. But to only certain people. So once I got out, it was the same thing. Hey, let's go party, let's go do something. You know, let's go steal a car, rob someone. And because everyone thought like, I was the kind of guy that if I said I was going to do something, I would do it, no matter what. A case like mine, someone like, hey, you know, let's go steal that car. Yeah, sure, not a problem, I'll go do it. I'd never stolen a car in my life. But it was that same thing, like I wanted to impress these people. I thought I had to maintain my street cred, I guess you would call it. So I had to break into the guy's house to get the keys, because really, I know nothing about sticking a screwdriver into an ignition to take in a car. That's when everything turned around. As a result of that, someone lost their life. And my whole life changed. All of a sudden it wasn't really cool doing everything I did. I didn't even get caught right away. In a roundabout way I did turn myself in. But even for like that week before I was arrested, people thought I was the coolest guy on earth. And I don't know. It's hard to explain. I was confused, which is pretty much the story of my whole life. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what was going to go on. I didn't know how I got to the point where I was scared. I remember the ride to Willingdon at the time. That's what it was called, Willingdon Youth Detention Center. Had no idea what to expect. All I've seen was on TV. I think the last movie that I saw before I went in was called Sleepers, if anyone knows what that movie is. Not exactly the best depiction of what prison's like, especially for, you know, a 16-year-old boy. I was going away for a very long time. And the unit that they put me on was with other guys who were looking to spend the rest of their lives in prison. So I think there's a whole lot of trust that they wanted. They wanted to know that if they were going to go beat someone up or smoke a joint or do whatever, that I wasn't going to go rat them out. So I was tested quite a bit, actually, when I first moved in. And even to like a couple of the guys, like when they heard what I did, like, wow, that's really cool. And I don't know, I didn't think it was cool, but at the same time it was sort of like, you know what, if these guys think it's cool and it's going to save my ass, alright, I'll play along with it. And that's pretty much how my entire juvenile section of my sentence went.